Hey guys, as promised, this is the guide to printing the Lego Bionicles Return to Matanui edition. What I am going to do is show you two different methods for getting the Lego files for Bionicle as well as general Lego files and print them using your filament printer or resin printer. Now, just a fair warning, not all of the files work, so some of them you may have to find um, at other locations or possibly create them yourself using Nomad, Fusion, Blender, Shaper, whatever software you prefer. Uh, but to begin, I'm going to link you the guide on Reddit that I used as well for this, as well as the sites used to download. To begin, we're going to go ahead and download LDView. I have this myself already installed, but we'll just click that and download it. Afterwards, we're going to go ahead and download the Biopack, specifically Studio Biopack, formerly known as Biopack. Once we have that on the computer and have it extracted, we'll open it up. Once you have it open, we're going to go click into the parts menu, and it should take you a moment to generate when you first begin. But as you can see, this allows us to see some of the masks that we can work with in the different Bionicle parts. It has them named by their official part number here. So if you actually happen to know that offhand, that is one method you can use to navigate quickly. Now, one of my favorite prints is the Toa mask. And I'm going to see if I can find him real quick. There we go. As you can see here, it's pretty good quality. Not everything in there is as smooth as this. Just to give you a quick example, some of the parts are a bit more rough on the rounded edges. As you can see on this model, there's not a smoothness here as there should be. I think it's because when Lego packs the files, it packs them pretty small, which probably loses some of the detail, and they probably have proprietary software that enables it to open up fully. However, you can always import a model like this into um, Shaper, Nomad, Blender, places like that, and kind of just smooth out those details before you print it. Or, of course, you can sand it in real life as well. However, just to begin, because I know that this model actually does work fine, we're going to just go ahead and export it. I'm going to put this in my downloads folder. If it will let me get there. Well, documents is fine. All right, now we'll navigate to wherever it was saved. And we've got an STL now. By the way, this is 3D Builder for PC. I use it sometimes for quick edits on files as well as just looking at the 3D print files before uploading them. So this looks really nice, really smooth, really good details. So you're going to get your printer open. I do apologize, I've had past projects on the build plate. And we're just going to drag that over to whatever slicer you use. Now, once it imports to the slicer, it's the actual size of a Bionicle piece would be. So we're going to scale that up. Usually like about 300% is good. Or if you want something um, set above your mantle place, even 500 would do fine. There you go. And then personally, I prefer to do the least amount of infill to save material costs, and I just increase the number of walls so that way it's a bit stronger. But for this model, we are going to use tree supports and only on the build plate should be fine. Let's go ahead and slice that. Thinking I probably need to get just a little bit more RAM on my computer so that it'll slice a bit faster in the future. All right. And this, my friends, would be a golden Toa mask if that was sent to the printer right now. Not too bad. We're only looking at about quarter of a roll. 11 hours as well is not bad for something this size on a bamboo printer. Start it overnight, wake up in the morning, and it's done. Now, that was the first method. The second method is going to involve us installing a software called Studio Bricklink, and I'll have the links for that as well. Once you have this installed and launched, it's going to look like this. And you're going to go to Create New. And as you can see here, it kind of has a ton of different Lego models to look through. It says, I guess, 825 on bricks, rounds, all kinds of pieces. Now, the difference with this is that you do need to know what you're looking for. So if we type in Bionicle, it'll search through and bring us the different kind of Bionicle parts here. Let's see. Here's the head of something. Looks like minifigures. Now, not everything in here is exportable. LDraw does give some errors that I'm looking into and haven't quite solved how to get out just yet, but generally most of the files do work. Let's see, Toa Nuva armor. That looks pretty good. So what you would do here is we're just going to go to File, Export as an LDraw file. And then we will go to where it's been downloaded, and we're going to try to launch it to see if it'll work. So here we go. Error loading submodel. Now this might just mean that I have an older version of LDraw that needs to be corrected, but let's try a different file. Now I have used this one before, so this should be fine. I can save over that one. It's actually right here, even though it said STL. There we go. And as you can see here, that is one Borok head. Same thing as before. File, export, export as an STL, and then we can bring it over to your slicer. I've got too many windows open. Last one of these I printed was 300%, and that turned out pretty well. So for something like this, it actually prints most decently on its side. Oh, that's why. Let me repair this. So it's actually a little weird because that should be a flat surface right there for it to select. No worries. And we slice. I do apologize. There we go. And voila, a 300% Borak head. Now, the cool part is once you have these files, you can actually work at customizing them. An example is I do have a custom Borak head that I made myself. Let's see. There we go. So what I did for this one is I actually was able to find the symbol here as an SVG and imported that into Tinkercad. Once it was in Tinkercad, I exported it as an STL. I then dropped it down onto the model and subtracted the model from the print, which left this curved edge along the same shape as the model itself. And then I just kind of brought that up a little bit just so it was poking slightly out of the model. But looks pretty good. And that concludes the tutorial on how to download Lego pieces, print Bionicles. Uh, Hope you all enjoyed. Thank you.